Simplicity is never a matter of circumstances. Simplicity is always a matter of focus. Let that sink in from Ann Voskamp. Ask Voskamp. No, Ann Voskamp. My friends, happy All Hallows Eve. Appreciate you being here with us. It's you coming to the channel that keeps me motivated to keep putting out these shows each and every day for you. And of course, the benefit to me is far beyond what it is to you, and I get thanks from you guys all the time. I appreciate that, but I have to thank you because you keep me motivated. I'm in the market every day, and I can assure you that by teaching this, I am learning so much more than you each and every day. It is such a blessing for me. It's just something I do. I have to do it. It has made me a better trader by far in the last many years as I'm in the market each and every day, looking at what's going on, deciphering it, sharing it with you. And as a byproduct, of course, I know that we are helping lots of you guys out there. Now, let's delve into Ann Voskamp's message. Simplicity is never a matter of circumstances. It's always a matter of focus. Absolutely. And we focus to make things as simple as possible with the STC indicator when it goes from red to green or green to red, depending on whether we're trading short on the market or long on the market. If it's in a downtrend and below the 200 EMA, we're looking for short trades. If it's above the 200 exponential moving average, which is this golden line on our charts, because if you trade in the direction of it, you're likely to get what? Gold. You're likely to win. And again, if we're above it, we're looking to go long. That is to buy the stock, the ETF. Otherwise, we're looking to buy puts or inverse funds. Now, we see today everything is down. That is stocks, bonds, gold, Bitcoin. Let's look at where we are on the S&P 500. Now, we see where things have come up to the 200 EMA. It pounded on the door on Friday afternoon, and it has fallen off that down 0.72%. Now, we're coming into an election. All sorts of stuff is happening depending on how the markets view what's about to occur, and the markets will know what's going to occur somehow before we do. Whether it's good for the market or bad for the market, whatever that sentiment is, will drive this blasting through the 200 EMA or rolling over and hammering down. Maybe the market knows something's going to happen in Ukraine. Something's going to happen with diesel fuel in the United States. Apparently, we've been told by the Department of Energy 20 days left of diesel fuel. That's pretty scary if that's the truth. Again, we'll see how things shape up. We had things blowing off some steam we saw starting on Wednesday into Thursday. Then it popped back up again, and we see, again, with some down movement today, losing some of that energy and inertia. Still green on the STC. Look at where we are on the 2-day. And again, you can see this latest 2-day candle not hitting the high before, but it is a green candle. Price percent, I'm going back into the past. The STC is green and still heading up. And we look at where we are on the weekly as we start this new week. It is still red, flattening out. So we're going to wait and see. We see where things bounced off the 200 EMA starting 2 weeks ago. We're going into the third week after things bounced off. We saw the red candle on the week beginning the 10th of October penetrate the 200 EMA. And then, of course, green candles moving back up and away, but not topping off higher. So let's see where things lead us this week. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for the STC on the 195-minute chart to go red. If indeed that occurs, we will be jumping into a short trade. You could jump into something like SH, which is the inverse fund on your practice trade for the S&P 500. I always put that caveat in there. We're not a stock calling service. You're not paying us. We're not giving you market advice. We're giving you advice to practice trade. And only after you've done that with great success and convinced yourself that you know what you're doing, would you make up your own mind about what to do? Not based on something that I tell you for free each and every day. I'm not about to take your liability. We see the NASDAQ 100 down for the day 1.16%. What do we see? Basically two dojis. There was a down move, still green on the STC. Where are we on the 2-day? The 2-day is also green, and you can see where the NASDAQ 100 losing even more energy, not over just the latest candle, but over going into the second candle after things topped on the NASDAQ 100. The tech stocks, where are we on the weekly? It is, of course, still negative. And we see again where this week starting off, it is pushing through, though, the 200 EMA. So on the bigger charts, we still have energy that's pushing up. So pay attention to that. It may mean that we're not going to see things rotate over on the STC going down. We had those 2 days of accelerating down movement, and then on Thursday, petered out in the morning and up. Sorry, that was on Friday. The day down, the two strong candles down was on Thursday. Popped up on Friday, and then, of course, dying in the breeze on Monday. We'll see what Tuesday holds, so pay attention, watch closely. Let's move on to bonds. We're 20-year bonds. Well, they are heading down. We see 3 days of increasing down movement. STC still green. We go to where we are on the 2-day. 2-day red, has stayed red. Unlike stocks, the STC on bonds has stayed red. And of course, if you've been paying attention, you know we are far, far below the 200 EMA. This is the 2-day. So again, lots of strong downward energy. We, of course, look at the weekly. It too is way below the 200 EMA. And we see where things are slacking off so far this week, not reaching anywhere near the prior 2 weeks of down movement where things had settled. But again, it is a red candle nonetheless. So we are waiting to see if we're going to go red on the STC on 20-year bonds. We'll watch, wait and see. Let's go to gold. Gold down for the day, 0.82%. And of course, we initiated that gold trade win in the afternoon on Friday, and things are moving in the right direction. We see that the STC is heading down, went from green to red. We saw that strong down movement in the morning on Friday, and then we had the trigger pull in the afternoon. We look at where we are on the 2-day, and of course, it's been sort of skipping around. Thankfully, it did go to red today. But it's not really drooping down. It's just hanging sideways, going down a little bit. We do have a red candle after a doji before, and we look at where we are on the weekly. And again, not hitting the lows that we saw back on the week beginning September the 26th, but going in the right direction. Nice big down candle starting the week off. So hopefully this gold trade will be a successful one. Now, we don't have a good inverse fund for gold. We do on the S&P 500, that's SH. We do on the NASDAQ 100, that's PSQ. We do on 20-year bonds, that is TBF. But as far as gold goes, there is a single inverse fund, and there are multiple inverse funds on many of these ETFs, even these leveraged ones, 2 and 3 times. The opposite movement. Not interested in that. But with gold, we have DGZ. The problem is it's not liquid. There's a huge spread between the bid and the ask, so you have to make up a great deal of ground just when you buy in. You're way negative. So we recommend, of course, that you practice trade puts in gold. How do you do that? Well, we've got a great course. 3-part series, Options Made Simple, The Charting Wealth Way. If you do support us as a Patreon member, one of the first things you get in your introductory package. Also, don't forget, Patreon members, we have our live question and answer call-in session this Wednesday, 12:30 Eastern Daylight Time. New members, if you join between now and then, particularly today, tomorrow evening, it'll be hard for me to get everything to you on Wednesday morning, but tomorrow night, we will do our best to get the package to you and the instructions so you can participate in the call. And of course, if you can't make the call, no problem. Send us your questions, your problems, your concerns, ETFs or stock you'd like us to help you backtrack and for practice trading. And of course, we always endeavor to record our live Q&As. And what do we do then? Well, we send it out to all of our Patreon members. So just a little encouragement. You appreciate what we do here. What you support tends to stay around. That's where we are on gold, things moving in the right direction. Lastly, we'll go to XBTF. This is the Bitcoin short-term closed-end ETF that tracks Bitcoin. And it is different from Bitcoin itself, from the 24-hour-a-day movement. This moves during the market. What I love about it, though, is you can buy it and sell it. You can practice trade it at any of the online brokers. You don't have to have one of these crypto exchange accounts. And some of those, of course, as you guys know, have run into some serious trouble. Not necessary. This is an approved ETF that's traded on the regular exchanges. So let's look at where we are today. Down movement in the morning. And of course, lots of volatility in the afternoon, down 1.31%. What are we seeing with Bitcoin right now? Well, looking at the half-day chart, you can see where things peaked up and then started sliding sideways a little bit after some big up movement on Wednesday. You can see where things slid sideways on Thursday and then on Friday into Monday, heading down. So again, down for the day on Monday. We look at where things are on the 2-day. Let's pull that up. You can see the same kind of thing. And of course, we're trying to build a base here on Bitcoin. When I get to the weekly, you can see what I'm talking about. And I hope you guys watched and listened to over the weekend. We released to the general public charting what do we call that? Charting crypto and commodities, talking about what we are waiting for. Now, we do see on the weekly, it's a good sign. It's been a long time since we've seen things go green after some prior up movement. We do see things trying to move up this week, going from red to green. We want to see things, of course, clear our 200 EMA on these charts and for Bitcoin to really accelerate up. You know, we've seen 4 weeks of up movement beginning back in late July, mid-July, up through early August, and then, of course, crashing over, heading down, retesting that bottom around the 1820 mark or so. And we want that to be a good solid bottom. We want to see Bitcoin take off. But again, down for the day, 1.31%. So we'll continue to keep our eye on Bitcoin, wait for things to get sorted out. It is probably still going to take a while, and that's okay. We'll be patient. But we need to get above that 200 EMA. That's where we are, folks, as we end the day on Monday. Thank you so much for being with us. Again, Patreon members, remember this Wednesday, 12:30 Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be doing our live Q&A. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.